Hi, English learners. I'm English teacher KBob, and today we're going to talk about emergencies in English, ESL listening, speaking, and real life vocabulary. So, how are you today? Tell me how you are. Don't say I'm fine. How are you today? You say, I'm great. How are you? Or you can say, I'm good, thanks. How are you? You can say I'm fine, thanks, but that's that's not how most people say it. So you might even say, I'm all right. There's a lot of ways you can say it. So I wanted to start with that. So tell me, how are you today? Okay, good. Say it in English, not your language. So what's the date today? Do you know how to say the date? I showed you in the last lesson. Do you remember? Okay, we start with the day of the week. Today's Friday. Then we say the month. It's August. Then we say the ordinal number of the month. Today is the 8th, not eight, 8th. So then the year. So today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. You say it. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. You say it. Okay. So also, what's the weather today where you are? We've talked about that too. You know what the weather is. Today here in California, it's sunny and very warm, clear. There's no rain. It's not cold. It's not hot because I live near the beach. But here in California, a lot of places are very, very warm, very hot. Uh, so what's the weather where you are? Tell me, what's the weather where you are? Good. All right. This is what we're going to do today. Well, I already did the introduction. We talked about how are you, the date, and the weather. Next, we're going to look at the picture dictionary and talk about some of the vocabulary terms that you need to know about emergencies. And then you're going to write some sentences about those pictures that we're going to look at. And then we're going to listen to a song. The name of the song is Urgent by Foreigner. And you're going to do a worksheet about that song. Okay. Uh, then there's going to be a role play activity. It's better if you do it with somebody else, but if you want to do it by yourself, it's a little more difficult, but you need to do it. Then we're going to practice some grammar. The words must, should, can, and have to. Now we're going to do some dictation. I'm going to read some sentences and you're going to write them. And then we'll talk about your homework. Okay. And after that, we'll talk about some additional learning opportunities that you have. And then we will come to the end. That's what we call a conclusion. All right. So let's get started. Okay, let's go over these words. I'm going to say them only in English. I suggest that you use Google Translate so you can translate these words into your language. But hopefully the pictures will help you. So this one is ambulance. You say it, ambulance. Or the common way to say it in English is ambulance, but ambulance. Ambulance is a special vehicle that takes sick or hurt people to a hospital. So this is an ambulance. And if you're sick or hurt, you ride in the back. And an ambulance has what's called a siren. That's called a siren. An ambulance has a siren. One more time. Ambulance. Okay. So the next word, you should all know what this one is. Fire. This is fire. Flames that burn and can cause danger. We all need fire for cooking, and if we have a campfire, there's a lot of good things about fire, but if you don't control fire, it can be a real problem and an emergency, to say the least. Everybody, fire. Okay. Accident. Accident. Repeat after me. Accident. A bad event that happens suddenly, like a car crash. This is a car crash. The car crashed into this wall and had an accident. So there's lots of different kinds of accidents, but this is called a car accident. An accident is something that happens that you don't mean for it to happen. All right, it happens by mistake. All right, one more time after me. Accident. Next, injury. Injury. So this person injured her, I think that's a woman. She injured her ankle. Harm or damage to the body. Excuse me. You can have an injury anywhere. You can injure your arm, your head, your face, your leg. You can have internal injuries. But when you're hurt or damage your body, it's called an injury. Excuse me. When you're hurt or your body is damaged, it's called an injury. Injury is a noun, but the word injure is a verb. Okay. One more time. Injury. All right. Next, call 911. You all know how to do that. On your phone, call 911 to phone for help in an emergency. The man is on his phone calling 911. Repeat after me. Call 911. That's what you do when there's an emergency and you need help right away. You call 911. Okay? Next, urgent. Urgent. Repeat after me. Urgent. That's the name of the song we're going to listen to in a little while. Urgent. Very important. It needs to happen quickly. This lady needs to use the bathroom right now. It's urgent. So if there's something that can't wait, that needs to be done right now, that's what is called urgent. And she needs to use the bathroom, or she's going to make a mess in her pants. We don't want that. Urgent. Next is paramedic. 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 This is a paramedic. A paramedic is a person who usually drives an ambulance. So an ambulance is this, but the person driving it is probably a paramedic. So a paramedic is a person who will help you when you're injured or you have an emergency and you call for help. You're going to probably see a paramedic, a medical person who helps people in emergencies. One more time. Paramedic. Paramedic. Okay. Next is bleeding. Bleeding. All right. When blood is coming out of the body, it's called bleeding. Now, bleeding is a verb. That means something's happening. But what comes out when you're bleeding is called blood. Blood is a noun. When you're bleeding, you are bleeding blood. So this person has blood coming out of his knee because he's bleeding. One more time, bleeding. All right. So next is burn. So this person burned his hand, damage to the skin from heat, fire, or hot objects. If you touch the stove, you're going to burn yourself. If you light a match and get too close to your skin, it's going to burn your skin. If you light a fire and hold the fire or heat next to a piece of paper, you're going to burn it. So burn is a verb. All right. Burn. Next, choking. This man is choking. When you can't breathe, maybe you eat something and it gets caught in your throat and you can't swallow it. When something is stuck in the throat and breathing is either hard or you can't breathe at all, that's called choking. Choking is a verb. Choking is the present continuous version of choke. So be careful when you're eating that something doesn't get caught in your throat. Maybe you just need to have a quick drink of water, but if it's stuck, you might need to do the Heimlich method to get it to come out. Choking. One more time. Choking. Next is unconscious. Unconscious. Not awake and not responding. This person is not breathing, is not awake, is not sleeping. This person is not sleeping, and this person's not dead. This person is alive, but not responding. So when you shake them, it doesn't respond. It doesn't know what's happening. And it's not like being asleep. It's because maybe he got hit in the head or something happened to make him be unconscious. Now, right now, I am conscious, and I hope you are too, because we are awake, we are aware, we can hear, we can see, we can talk. When you're unconscious, you can't do any of those things. You're alive, but you can't do anything. Unconscious. Next is called an allergic reaction. Allergic reaction. Allergic reaction. A bad body response to something like food or medicine. So this person broke out in hives. Lots of people, some people have a hard time breathing. When you have an allergy, allergic is an adjective that describes reaction, allergic reaction. So this is an adjective. Reaction is a noun. Well, actually, it can be a verb, but it's a noun or a verb. But an allergy is a noun. When you have an allergy and you have an allergic reaction, allergic is an adjective. It modifies reaction. So this is a person with an allergic reaction. Maybe it was to food, maybe it was to medicine. You can have an allergic reaction to a lot of different things. Some people have allergic reactions to different plants, lots of things. Allergic reaction. So next, heart attack. This man, his heart is right here. He's having a heart attack, a sudden and serious heart problem. All right, that's something that you need to it's an emergency and you need to call 911 when somebody has a heart attack. And if they do have a heart attack, they might fall down and become unconscious. So this is called a heart attack. Heart attack. Say after me, heart attack. Or more quickly, heart attack. A sudden and serious heart problem. Next is called a stroke. Stroke. That's a noun. All right. Now, a stroke is a serious problem in the brain that affects the body. Some people die from a stroke, but your brain doesn't work properly. And some people pass out and become unconscious like this. Some people don't pass out, but they don't know where they are. they don't know anything. Maybe they can't talk. There's a lot of things that can happen when somebody has a stroke. So if you see somebody that all of a sudden is not themselves and they act like they don't know anything, they don't know where they are, they might be having a stroke, and it's something you need to call 911 and get them some help right away. Stroke. And the last one is called a broken bone. So this person has a bone in his arm that is broken. So you can have broken fingers, broken legs, broken ankles, broken arms, broken neck. You can break, there's lots and lots of bones in our body, and all of them can become broken. So when a bone in the body is cracked or separated, we say they have a broken bone. So the base form of the verb break, the past tense of the base form of break is broke or broken. Okay, so when a bone in the body is cracked or separated, it's broken. Broken bone. You repeat, broken bone. Okay, so that's all of them that we're going to study today. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to listen to a song, and the name of the song is Urgent, and the name of the group that sings it is Foreigner. And you're going to have some homework to do about this song. So I need you to read the lyrics, the words, and you can sing along with it if you know the song or like the song. And that makes it a little more fun. Now, pause this video and click the link in the description to listen to Urgent by Foreigner. When you finish, come back here. We'll break it down together. After you listen, I'm going to show you the hidden meaning behind the lyrics and teach you 3 emergency expressions you can use right now. Did you like that song? Did you sing? Well, I know I sang a little bit. I didn't say I was good, but that's all right. I highly encourage you to sing many songs as you read the lyrics. You will learn the language. I don't know if I'd say easier, but it's certainly more fun. And when you sing uh, in a certain language, you get a feel for the language. It definitely helps. So I sang along with it a little bit. I hope you did too. All right. So you will have some homework about that. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about the word urgent. In the song, urgent doesn't mean a real emergency. It's about a romantic urgency, a strong emotional need. In English, this is called figurative meaning. Literal urgent is for real emergencies, situations that are serious and require immediate action, like calling 911. Figurative urgent is about something important or intense that feels like it can't wait, even if it's not dangerous. Let me show you the difference. Now that you understand the 2 meanings, let's go back to real emergencies, the kind we've been learning about in this lesson. Here are 3 useful expressions you can start using right now. I need help. It's urgent. Call 911. Stay calm. Tell me what happened. So, you've learned that urgent can be literal or figurative. You've practiced 3 emergency expressions, and you've used music to connect with English in a fun way. That's a complete lesson you can remember and use in real life. Okay, so what you want to do so that you can do the worksheet, the homework, is you want to go to my website, EnglishTeacherKBob.com. I'll put a link in the a description below the video so you can go right to it. But yeah, this is a picture of me. All right. And we want to go right here to where it says ESL lessons. And this is an intermediate lesson. So we're going to click that. And right here is the Emergencies ESL lesson. So you want to open it up. And you want to go down here. Well, there's the picture dictionary that we already looked at. And there's the song. So you can listen to the song again. And then, by the way, this is something that I think everybody should know, is how to respond in an emergency. Number one, assess the situation, observe what is happening, decide if there is an emergency, call for help, dial 911 or your local emergency number for assistance. In the United States, it's 911. Stay calm and safe. Keep calm, move away from danger if possible, and provide information. Give the emergency responders details about the situation so that they can send an ambulance for some help. So here we have the free worksheet sample. And if you go down here, you can open it up completely. And you need to fill in the missing words. All right, let me make this a little bigger for you so you can see it. Just click that right there. So all these blanks, you need to fill in those words from the song. So you need to listen to it again or read it, whatever you want to do. So that's part of your homework. We'll talk more about that in a little while. Now, if you have a printer, you can print this out, or if you want to just look at it on the screen, you can do it that way. In fact, I'll leave it a little bigger for you so that you can, if you want to take a picture of the screen, you can do that. Or like I said, you can print it if you have a printer. So going through it slowly so you can take several pictures if you want. You can come back and do this after the class is over, or after we're done with this recording as well. So if you do have a printer and you want to print it out, you just click here, download it to your computer and print it. And there you have it. But you can always look at it, just open it up like I just showed you. Just click right here and it'll open up to its full size, and you can either read it or just take a picture of it and then go back and it'll be, there it is right there. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let's talk about the role play activity. Role means you're going to act. You're going to pretend. And you can either do this by yourself, which I don't recommend, or you can do it with one or two friends or other classmates. Then I do recommend that. And what you're going to do is you're going to pretend that there is an emergency. Now, you can make it up. Maybe there's a fire in the house. Maybe the whole house is on fire. Maybe somebody has a heart attack. Maybe somebody is unconscious. Maybe you see a car accident. There's lots of emergencies. So you decide and you make it up yourself, and then you practice using the words that we already have talked about in English about what to do in an emergency. Now, I showed you the picture of how to respond to an emergency. You can use that as your guide or have a little bit of fun with it. And if you need help, then you can leave questions for me. I will absolutely respond to you. But I think you can do it. And the whole idea is to understand the words and use them in real life and be able to use them in case there is a real emergency. Okay? So that's the next thing that you need to do. You'll do that for homework. I'm not going to stop the lesson now, but you need to do that as part of your homework. Okay, let's talk about some words that you should probably know, not just about emergencies, but for a lot of different things. There are 4 of them, and let's first pronounce them. You can repeat after me. Must, you say it. Must. Should, you say it. Should. Can. You say it. Can. And have to. Now, I'll be real honest with you. Most people, at least Americans, I don't know about people who speak English in other countries, but most Americans don't usually say have to. We say have to. Americans are terrible about pronouncing their own language, but it's actually have to. All right. So if you hear somebody say have to, what they mean is have to. Okay. So I'll just tell you that right up front. So what do they mean? So must means something is imperative. Oops. Imperative. All right. If something must be done, it means there's no question. You must breathe or you die. You must eat or you starve and you die. You must, there's a lot of things you must do. When a car is coming down the road, you must get out of the way, or the consequences could be very bad. So it means imperative. There's no question about it. It has to be done. Okay. Now, should is something, when you should do something, it's a good idea, or it's recommended, or recommended. So you should do what your parents tell you when you're a kid. You should do what your boss tells you. In fact, it might be imperative that you do what your boss tells you. Because if you don't do what your boss tells you to do, you might lose your job. So should usually is not something that you must do, but it's a good idea and it's recommended. Okay. You should get 8 hours of sleep a night. Does it mean if you don't get 8 hours that that something's going to happen? No, maybe not right away, but you should get 8 hours of sleep every night. If you don't, eventually you're probably going to have some health problems. So there's that. Now, can means you have the ability to do something. All right. So ability, I'm able to do something. That means I can. So if somebody needs me to pick them up from work or from school or give them a ride or whatever, and I'm at work and they need me to do that at 3 o'clock, but I don't get off work until 5, that's not something I can do. Now, if I get off work at 5 o'clock and they need me to pick them up at 7, then it is something I can do. All right. So I have the ability to do it. If I want to take a trip I live in Southern California. If I want to take a trip to San Francisco, which is in Northern California, I have the ability to do that, but I need to have a way to get there. If I can only walk, that's not something I can do. But if I have a car, yeah, I can do it. If I can afford the money for an airplane, yeah, I can do it. If somebody asks me to pick up something very heavy, maybe it weighs 1,000 pounds, is that something I can do? Not 1,000 pounds. If it weighs 50 pounds or maybe 60 pounds, yeah, I can. I have the ability to lift it. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. Now, have to is the same as must. All right. It's another version of the word must. So if you have to do something, you must. So how do all of these words apply to emergencies. So if somebody is not breathing, you must get help for them right away, or they're going to die. If you see an accident and it looks like people are hurt, you have to make a phone call. You have to call 911. You must. Okay. Now, if you see an accident and nobody's hurt, it might be a good idea. It might be recommended that you call, but it's not something you must do. All right. And if you have a phone, then you have the ability to call 911. If you don't have a phone, that's not something you can do. You must have a phone to be able to call 911. So I hope that helps you understand these words. They're very common. They can be used in a lot of different ways, but certainly for an emergency, must, have to, can, should. They're all things that would apply in the event of an emergency. Okay? Okay. This is going to involve some work on your part. We're going to do some dictation. I'm going to read you 10 sentences. You're going to have to listen. You're not going to be able to see them. And I will read each sentence 3 times very slowly so that you can hear each word. And I want you to write the sentences that you hear. Now, at the end, you can send them to me via email by opting into my email list, and I will send you back the correct sentences, the way they're supposed to be written. But I would like to see if you can write them first, and I will show you what you did wrong, and I will show you the way they're supposed to be written. Okay? Do you understand? If you have questions, like I said, you can ask them in the comments, or you can send me an email. I will definitely respond. All right, so get a piece of paper and something to write with, or you can write on your computer, whatever. So you might want to stop this this video for a minute while you do that. And here we go. Ready? Okay, number 1. Call 911 now. Call 911 now. Call 911 now. Number 2. The fire is big. The fire is big. The fire is big. Number 3. He has a burn. He has a burn. He has a burn. Number 4. I see an accident. I see an accident. I see an accident. 5. The ambulance is coming fast. The ambulance is coming fast. The ambulance is coming fast. Number 6, she is bleeding from her leg. She is bleeding from her leg. She is bleeding from her leg. I forgot to say, at the end of each of these sentences is a period. Do you know what a period is? You're going to learn if you don't already know. Number 7, the paramedic helped the injured man, period. The paramedic helped the injured man, period. The paramedic helped the injured man, period. Number 8, my friend had an allergic reaction at lunch. My friend had an allergic reaction at lunch. My friend had an allergic reaction at lunch, period. Number 9, he was choking and could not breathe at all, period. He was choking and could not breathe at all, period. He was choking and could not breathe at all, period. Number 10, last one. After the heart attack, he was unconscious for several minutes, period. After the heart attack, comma, he was unconscious for several minutes, period. After the heart attack, comma, he was unconscious for several minutes, period. Okay, that's all 10 of them. I hope you listened. I hope you wrote them correctly. Like I said, you can send them to me via email. If you don't know how to send me an email, I'll show you that in a little bit. But I will respond and I will show you the correct way and I will correct your mistakes. Okay? Okay, so now let's talk about your homework. And in my class, we go, homework. Got to have homework. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. Now we played the song, and you can listen to it on my website again or on YouTube. You got a worksheet. I want you to fill in all the missing words. Okay. You have a role playing activity.